Hey everybody, it is TorontoUnicorn here for your live stream that I promised you. I'm all set up in my, I'm in my home studio, of course, but my camera is going to look different than all of my other live streams because I am not stuck to my big old-fashioned PC. I don't even know when I bought this computer way too long ago, but I was stuck to a desktop computer before. And so when I went live, I would be sitting at my desk, right? No matter what was behind me, I could do my best to move it a little bit, but I didn't have a lot of flexibility. But no, now I have a laptop. I really upgraded my home equipment and I invested in my business. So now I've got new equipment, new lighting. It's pretty exciting. New software that I'm using to edit and make more customized in the terms of like templates for my business and like they're logoed and everything. So you'll be seeing some more uniformity coming out with some of my content, with like logo placement in the same place and every video. Like that's something it bothers my OCD to watch some of my old videos and see the logo like move every single video. It's like in a different spot. And I was like, I just didn't have the same respect for consistency back then, I guess. I don't know. I never thought this was going to be a thing. So I would just be like, oh, I better watermark my shit, So welcome to my live stream. I am so excited to be able to hang out in a more comfortable setting, be able to have my hot chocolate. And yes, I've waited for you to put the whipped cream on. So I'm excited to have you guys here. I'm going to definitely be engaging in the comments, but I also took a picture of the comments that people left on some of the other platforms. And so I'll be able to answer them as well, because some people drop questions in advance. So, all right. I'm going to have a big relaxing exhale. Now I got to remember that I can't edit this. If I say a bad word or if I accidentally show a nip, I'm out. Like I'm in trouble. So I got to just remember, keep my legs closed, keep my legs closed like a good girl, button myself up. No, I've got actually a very cute little matching outfit underneath that if you come in my After Dark live stream tonight on my fan page, you'll be able to see it. But on YouTube, probably not. Not if you want to see me on YouTube tomorrow. So thank you for joining, guys. I'm going to start engaging with the comments, and then in a few minutes, I'm going to go and answer some of the questions in the other social media. But feel free to drop anything in this chat. I'm here for about 30 minutes, and then I'm going to go to my fan page, and I am not allowed on YouTube to put that link. So that's why I don't do that. So if you go to my normal website, TorontoUnicorn.com, I have a link to my fan page there, as well as in every single video. There's like my campsite, which is like a link tree type of thing where you can get all my social media. So I'm going to get to your questions. And then I also wanted to talk about my new big announcement this week, which was I launched a mini series, a 30 episode podcast called Life Hack Your Breakup. And it is a super important passion project of mine. And I want to talk to you about the process and what it took to put that together. Cool. So that's the agenda. All right. It's tradition to have a hot cocoa with some whipped cream. So now I have to make sure nothing can happen to my new laptop. So I have to sit way back. All right. I better not fuck this up because I can't edit this. All right. Who wants to put the cream on for me? Who wants to give me the cream? All right. Let me see if I can get eye contact in between. Oh, I got on the side. It's messy sometimes, man. It's messy. All right, guess what else I got? I'm not great with just one hand, dude. Okay, ready? Chocolate sauce. Oh, that looks so naughty. Oh, I spilled on my leg. I really did. See? Do you see that? All right. Do you see the chocolate there? Good thing I'm clean, dude. All right. I'm going to have my sip. That's good. I don't get a lot of cream on my lip, so I like it when I do. It's yummy. Okay. Let's get down to it. Hello, Nate. Hello, Blake. It's nice to see you. Cat Day. I like seeing your username all the time. It's like a familiar one for me. Hello, Steve, as well as Wayne. Hello, Wayne. I'm looking forward to hanging out with you tonight. Steve says, I'll put the whipped cream on your tea. Oh, this could go into naughty food talk. I'll have to restrain myself for now. Okay, so I wanted to answer a few of the questions that I got from other people, but feel free to drop questions in the chat as well. All right, so this one is, would you ever date a woman either met through a club or separately? And this is from somebody on Twitter. I think they don't mind, or Facebook. I don't know if they mind me saying their name, so I'm just not gonna do it. So he wants to know if I'd ever date a woman. So I actually tried to date women for a brief period a couple years ago. And believe it or not, I actually have a video on my YouTube channel. Believe it or not, one of the 800 videos on my channel is about this. And it's because I was online dating and I was dating men and I was having such shitty luck. Like I was connecting with guys and then they'd blow me off or they'd ghost me or they'd piss me off by like bailing on plans too many times, which is a huge like annoyance for me. And I remember just being like, well, fuck it. I'm just going to try women then. Like, let me just try dating women then. And I went so far as to set up a profile. I think it was a dating app. I don't know if it was Tinder. I got banned from Tinder a long time ago. So I don't know if it was before I got banned. But I changed my settings. And I said, only show me women. And I started looking at profiles. And none of them were making me feel the tingles. None of them were making me feel like this is the right place for me. It just didn't match. And I don't know. I really like more of a feminine or femme-aesthetic in women. It just is like the bubbly personalities. Like those are the ones that I like to go for. And I did not have luck. So I also noticed with men, it's a little easier to get their attention because they're like visual and stuff. So if like, you like send them a photo or you like comment, make a nice photo, you'll get comments. But with women, I didn't know how to like get their attention. Like I couldn't just like pop a booty shot and like get some response. And so I also was like scratching my head, like being like, how do I do this? So I ended up realizing that I wasn't supposed to date women really. And so I decided to, and I have a video called Humbly Coming Back to Cock. This is a real video. If I find it after this, I am really going to put it in the description of this video so that you can find it because it's funny. I'm literally like holding the camera and I'm like, all right, guys, I struck out with women, so I'm back, but we got to have some room to negotiate. So it's a funny thing that my whole last couple of years has been documented on this channel. So when I refer to something, I can be like, here's the video, So yeah, so I think I would date a woman if the right woman fell in my lap, so to speak. Well, not just so to speak. I'm open to it, but I am not looking for it. And I'm not going to lie. I don't think I would mind having a friend that just hangs out and like eats dinner together, maybe we go shopping together. Like I wouldn't mind another partner that's even if they're female, but I just don't have as much. I don't think I have as much sexual interest in a lot of women on women play anymore. I like it occasionally, but for me, it's more exotic. It's more like, let's do it with men around. I don't think I've ever, well, that's not true. Up until recently, I had never been alone one-on-one sexually with a woman. And then and then recently, I have to remember not to say people's names here. I can't edit this. Mrs. A, and I did a video on this. Me and her kind of fooled around while her husband watched. So that was my first time being one-on-one with a girl. And I'm going to give you a spoiler alert. I wasn't good at it. I mean, I'm not saying I wasn't good at going down on girls. I'm saying I'm not good at being flirty with girls. I kind of relate to all the guys out there that are like, women are like a different creature. Like, how do you make them not run away? Like, I kind of get it. Like, I kind of get it. Cause like, I just had a hard time too. And so I empathize. But I think for me, having said that though, there's people in my past, Mr. and Miss Jila Valentine, that was a couple I used to play with. I loved that girl. She was so bubbly, so cute, so fun. But like, she was always just a friend. She was always just my friend, right? Who was in a couple, right? So it's not a girlfriend. but I had a friend who would come and like, I even have a video of me and her coloring dick pictures because we had a coloring book of The Adventures of Tiny Dick. And this is a real coloring book for adults that you can get. It's also on my Amazon storefront, which I'll put a link to in the description here. This is an affiliate link, which means I do earn commission. But basically, it is a coloring book that you have all these different pictures of a penis, but like in different environments. So like one time he's like riding a cow in a rodeo. The next one he's like playing baseball with a bat in his hand. So me and her were literally coloring in these photos and like doing a talk for YouTube. So once again, there's a video and I'll be putting a link. That was a long-winded answer. I hope you're okay with that. All right, let me go to the next question here before I come over there. All right, so these are questions posted on the YouTube, so I'm going to mention their name because they're publicly showing. All right, so Scott says, my motto is ladies first. Would you be okay with that? Obviously, I like an unselfish man. I mean, let's just say the quiet part out loud. What do we want when we hear the words ladies first? It means don't just come up, get your D sucked and, roll over. So this is code for I won't neglect you before I have my cum shot. That's great. So here's the thing. I don't always orgasm, especially not from oral sex. Like I like the feeling for a few minutes, but after a while, if the guy is like, no, you have to come first before we can move on to me. Well, we're going to be there for a while and it's more pressure than it would be enjoyable. So I like the sentiment of ladies first for sure. And don't like, by all means, if you want to touch me and like, give me some foreplay first before we go, sure. But I don't need to have an orgasm first. Does that make sense? There's that distinction matters. Okay, the next question is from Victor. It says, how do women in the lifestyle feel about rejection? Well, rejection is it's hard for people. It's hard for our humanity to feel rejected from anything. And so women, just like men, don't want to feel that. Now, women don't get rejected as often as men do in these clubs because statistically, like it's just not the case. Women, can pretty much go in there if they're in the mood to have sex and find somebody if they're willing to have casual sex with strangers, right? A man might strike out even if he's in the same mood. So women still get rejected. I even still get rejected. I did a video recently about, finding a couple at Oasis I was vibing with. Very rare for me, right? Strangers, hadn't met them before. A few hours in, I, make my move, offer to be their first unicorn, and I got rejected. And I was like, yeah, this is it. This is just part of it. But, you got to roll with the punches. You got to realize that a lot of rejection isn't meant to be personal. You have no idea what's going on in someone else's brain. You have no idea what they're looking for, what they're in the mood for. For example, like if somebody were to see me at a club and be like, oh, that girl's going to be down for casual sex. Well, they'd be wrong. I would want to get to know somebody. And then maybe if I got to see them a few times, then I might hook up with them. So sometimes the rejection might come because you tried too early, right? You tried to have a hookup with someone too early. And so if you just get to know them a little bit, ask some interesting questions about them first, I just think it might set you up for more success to not get rejected. I think sometimes the rejection I see is warranted because there's absolutely no gameplay in the move the men are making. And it's like, for example, the men who wait in the Oasis like change rooms to like watch women get undressed and change, like that's, and then like they'll ask them in the change room while they're bending over to like go to have sex with them. And like that's, I see it get rejected all the time. I've even had that happen to me. And I was like, yeah, no. So yeah, sometimes the rejection people face, no offense, is warranted. So sometimes you gotta, reflect on, are you investing as much as you should be in a conversation with somebody before you're even pushing to have something more? Okay. So how do women in general feel about rejection? I think it hurts our feelings. I think, it can deter us from making the move for sure. Especially me with couples. I'm afraid to make the move sometimes with couples, but I'm also afraid of a couple making the move too fast for me. I'm like Goldilocks. Okay. The next question is from Coles B. Have you ever been naughty in the back of a London taxi? If not, you wanna. Well, I haven't been in London yet, although I will say that the United Kingdom is my third highest population of viewership, and it's very closely tied to Canada. My first big group of people is the United States, so that's pretty cool. But I have not, and I would absolutely love to, like, get secretly fingered in a taxi or an Uber. Yeah, that would be on my list of fun things. Have I done that? I've had sex in a car. Oh, that's going to be a good sex story. I'm going to write this down. Please excuse this momentary interruption. Oh my God, my pen's dying. What a time for my pen to die. All right, well, I've at least made a note to have a new sex story come out, which, by the way, I have podcasts. I have lots of them. I've got 5 podcasts now. And if you don't know, they're free. And the reason I do podcasts is because they're uncensored. I can say the dirty, dark words. I'm allowed to just let it out. And I do. And so that's why I would love for you to one day open that Spotify app or Apple Podcast app or Audible, search for Toronto Unicorn, no space. And yeah, you'll see. You'll see what I'm like uncensored is a little addicting. Okay. The last question on this one is from John. It says, hi, pretty lass. How are you doing? Do you like better an iced coffee or hot chocolate? I like better a hot chocolate. Iced coffee is so hit or miss. If they don't make it just right, I don't want it. If they make it right, I could sip the whole thing down in a gulp. You know what? This needs more freaking whipped cream. You guys ready for more whipped cream? Because I fucking am. Oh, it's a big load. It's a big. I'm so naughty. All right. So now I want to go and read your questions. Okay. Scrolling. Okay. Hello, fun-loving couple. I always love seeing your username. You are also one of the most OG couple, the OG account that's followed me from the beginning of my journey. I recognize a few, right? Few names. Milfman as well. You've been here a long time, and I so appreciate it. You guys are like my inner circle, and if I ever met you in real life, you better fucking introduce yourself, because I'm like, you and I know each other in a weird way, Because I whenever I meet fans, and I used to run these social mixers where I'd invite fans off YouTube or whatever to come meet up with me at a club. And what I loved about the fans is they'd have this smile on their face, like this, like they'd be like looking at me. They're like, I know so much about you, but you don't know anything about me, and it's so weird. And I've heard this a few times where people are like, I feel like I'm your friend, but you're not yet my friend. And I'm like, yeah, I think we've got some catching up to do, right? Like, if it's a one-sided thing, I don't know you, right? I know your username, I know your profile picture. But in real life, some people, like, they have that weirdest separation where it's like, I've been watching you through a one-way mirror in a way, right? And like, I just thought that was fascinating. Okay. Hang on just 1 second. All right. So let's keep going here. Hello, Blake Ruffin. Nice to see you here. Nate. Let's see here. So I think Bianca. Hello, Bianca Love. Nice to see you here. Okay. How did I get banned from Tinder? By hinting that I had a fan page. Yep. Didn't even put a link. Just hinted at it. Done. Oh, can't ever have Tinder again. So I used to be sad about that, and then I just realized, well, then I guess I'm just not supposed to meet Mr. Right through Tinder, All right, so Milfin says, nice top. Thank you. It's a dress, actually. It's like, one of my ones that I lounge around the house in. I have to come out here so I can see the screen as well. So hello, Ron Clancy. Nice to see you. Vindication for the lads. It's true. It's so true. You guys have a tough job trying to put yourself out there and face rejection. But the truth is, a lot of the guys that I see hit on women at the clubs who face rejection, they go for it too fast. They just expect it right off the bat. Like, hey, I'm here. Do you want to suck it? Like, I just think think long game, think hour, 2 hours of, hey, you look like an interesting person. You mind if I ask you a few interesting questions? That gives you like a 10-minute with somebody. After that, then you might say, I'd love to go and explore that body some more. You want to go upstairs with me? That's a very different opportunity than a guy who's finally got up the nerve to come walk up to a strange woman and be like, do you want to go play? No, we don't fucking want to go play. We don't fucking know you. Right? And like, honestly, the other thing I don't like is when the guys are all about what's in it for them. They all come up to these girls and they're like, hey, do you want to, suck my D? And again, I don't like saying D. I'm an uncensored girl. Like if I was on my OnlyFans, my legs wouldn't even be sitting this closed. You know what I'm saying? All I know is that sometimes the guy's game just needs to be tweaked a little bit, and women need to be treated less like a conquest and more like an investment. And I don't know if that makes a lot of sense, other than put more fucking effort in before you expect I wish I could speak freely. That's why I am going to my fan page after this. I'm doing a live stream there, and I do one every time I go on live here. So if you want to go check that out, it is a way for you can support my content. As you know, my YouTube and podcast are free. So this is also a place where you can go get extra content. I post there daily. I have lots of content. I've been on that site for 4 years. So you can check out the size of my vault, and then you'll go from there. I also give a free video upon sign up if you're a new fan and you tell me where you found me. So if you found me from YouTube, I would give you a free video, and it's a pretty good video. So, okay, so I'm going to keep reading. Joe asked, when am I coming to New England? I don't know. If I got the right invitation from a club or somewhere that's like, hey, you know what? Let's fucking manifest this. If New England or anywhere else wanted to reach out to me, my email's on my website, and offer me camera access to a new club that I haven't been to, a swinger club, hotel accommodation and travel expenses, and maybe even provide me an on-site cameraman, yeah, I'd come to New England. I'm just saying. Okay. The fun loving couple says the shopping part. Love it. What does that mean? Shopping. I don't know. Joe says, I still think you're perfect. You're sweet. Milfman says, I'm curious. Do you get nervous talking to women? No, unless I like that woman and I want to sexually touch that woman, and then I have no game. Like I just like can't look at them. Like I'm just like I get to that like nervous, more introverted, more like want to run away and hide energy sometimes. So yes, I do get nervous talking to women that I have a crush on, but in general, I don't get nervous talking to anybody. Like anybody. I remember when I was in my young career, my first couple jobs fresh out of university, and I remember I was working at this executive development center, and I would be setting up the room, putting out the handouts for all the classes. The class people were executives at companies that paid to come and spend a week at this place, right? To learn the, executive management or like leadership or strategy. And so my job was like administrative, right? Like I was there to, do the intro for the speakers, make sure the catering was there and went off without a hitch. And it was it was a cool, fun job. But the people I talked to ranged from students who are actually still executives to, other people who are same position of me. And then these professors, these very, distinguished professors. And I remember I was in a room, I was helping one of the professors. And I remember thinking when I was sitting beside her that other people would have been nervous because of her distinction. And I was slouching. I was just like talking as if she was anybody else. And, I think I don't remember if she gave me this feedback or not, but I remember knowing that she appreciated that I treated her just like everyone else. I wasn't afraid of her. And I'm not afraid of a lot of people, right? I just don't have that that's not true. I'm afraid of dentists. I don't like to go to the dentist. Okay. Let me keep going. Fun loving couple says, how did you get so sexy? Well, that's a nice question. But I think that, to be honest, Sexseek is, I used to dress differently. I used to dress like I didn't care as much. I didn't put as much effort in my makeup and stuff. And I didn't walk around feeling as sexy. And it was when I decided that my body was good enough to dress up as it is. I don't need to lose 10 pounds. I don't need to worry about, you know, a little bit of weight gain here or there. I just thrive in whatever body I have. That's when I started to feel more sexy, was when I just stopped connecting how I felt to my physical body. And instead I just, you know, as Carrie Bradshaw would say in Sex and the City, just accessorize the outfit I've got, right? And so that's when I think I felt more sexy. I don't know when you guys thought I was sexy. Okay. All right. So Jim, who says, so glad it popped up for me this live stream. Yeah, I don't do very many live streams, so I'm very glad that you're here as well. Steven says, enjoy your videos. This is a great way to meet you. Yes, because I'm real. And yeah, all my videos are very real. I don't script things. I'm not good at reading scripted content. Yeah. Hello, Big Red. Nice to see you here. You're also obviously one of the OGs on my channel. Jim says, do you have SLS in Canada? Can you describe the acronym? Is that the Swinger website or something? SLS, I think. Swinger, I don't know. I think we do. Okay, so let me just keep reading. So Ron says, do you prefer a guy who approaches with direct interest or plays it cool and reserves his interest? It's a great question, Ron. I think I don't like guys who come up and enforce and almost intrude on my space with their energy before I'm ready for it. I would want a guy to sit back for a minute, learn me, see if I'm, you know, wait till I see if I laugh, whatever, and then come up and integrate. But I don't want a guy who's too shy to say something all night and then text me the next day saying, hey, I saw you at the club, but I was too shy to say something. Like, that's not my ideal good method. So I think I would want a guy who comes up, but he doesn't have to be like so direct. Like, he could come up with direct interest, but also make me feel comfortable, right? So come up and say, hey, do you want to, you know, do you have any advice for a guy like me at the club? Or, you know, can we trade some advice to one another? Like, if that was a guy came up and said that to me, I'd be much more interested in talking to them than if they just came up and asked if I wanted to play. The answer would every single time, if a stranger came up to me and asked me to have sex or play, the answer is every time no. Okay, so let me keep going here. Thomas Pickle says, can you break down what a Bukkake nights are? Well, I absolutely can. And not only that, I have a playlist on this YouTube channel called Bukkake Theme Night at Oasis Sex Club. And it's every single time I've gone to that specific theme night, I've done a video or a vlog and I put it in that playlist. So basically what happens, especially at Oasis, is around 10 p.m. they do this event. They have some staff members that host the event. People join into this big room. And then the Bukkake queens all decide who wants to participate. And then they come up on stage. Sometimes some of the women are naked. Some of the women have lingerie on. Some of them like to keep their heels on, you know. And then they have some like yoga mats or like cushions so that they don't hurt their knees. But some of them either sit on the floor or on their knees. I've never seen a woman stand. And then men basically circle around them. And it's honestly up to every single, and I don't want to say woman because anybody could be a Bukkake queen if they want to suck, you know what, or take the com, right? So I don't want to be discriminant here. But in this case, I've only really seen women for the most part do it. So they would have full say on what they want to do. Some women don't even want to suck D. They just want the contributions from the men, and then the men leave and another man comes and gives their contribution. You know what I'm saying? This is YouTube. I can't talk like a trucker like I want to. And so then there's other women that want to suck all the D's, and some want to swallow, some want the cum just on their face, some want it just on their boobs. Everybody has like their own prerogative. And so you just have to make sure you're good at communicating those boundaries to somebody, which is why you should always have, if you can, a friend with you or handler. And so, yeah, so that somebody could communicate your boundaries for you. And then some women actually want to have sex while they're doing this too. So even though they're on their knees doing this thing, they want guys to be like ravaging them. So that's kind of the gist of it. It's a lot of cum. It's a very sticky night. And, I've even seen women wear goggles. Okay. I mean, you get cum in the eye one time, I'd fucking wear goggles too. All right. So stay tuned though, because I actually have a special night planned with a friend to go to one of the upcoming nights at Oasis where I'm going to help them fulfill one of their fantasies. And I'm really excited about it, but it's kind of secretive right now. So stay tuned, but you might be hearing more about that. All right. So Fun Loving Couple says, I love your style of dressing. So shopping with you would be fun. Awesome. I appreciate that. It's funny because even on my Amazon storefront, I have a list that's called As Seen on Toronto Unicorn. And so if I wore plus size lingerie, which I wear a lot of, I don't wear small sizes. I'm a plus size girl, right? I'm a mid-size girl. And if you want to buy the exact same thing that you think you'll look good in because I looked good on it on YouTube, it's right there on my Amazon storefront. I even list the sizes that I wear so that people know. I think I do. If not, I should do that. Okay, let me keep going here. Ron Clancy says, I've never gone to any club on my own, only with friends, but I'm trying to build up the nerve and not sure which approach would be better. So I get this question more than every other question in the whole history of questions. Is they're too shy, guys, too shy, doesn't want to show up alone, doesn't want to feel like the creep, you know. And so my best advice, if you are so scared to go alone, first of all, you have to go alone if you want to live your life without the obligation of other people making it safe for you to do so. And if you don't do it now, you're never going to fucking do it, so you might as well do it now. Second of all, pick the right theme night. Most clubs have a newbie night, a newcomer, brand new to the scene night. It's like once a month, right? Oasis has it. X Club has it. I believe even R is at the newbie night tonight at X Club. So that's pretty cool. So there's newbie nights. And when you go to a newbie night, people are going to be nicer to you. You still might not get sex as easy because that doesn't change maybe what people are looking for, but people are going to go easy on you. People aren't going to think you're a creep because there's going to be a few other people looking around trying not to feel like the same thing. And then that's how you make friends, right? You're just like, make friends with the other people who took a chance on themselves too. And if you don't know how to do this on your own, I totally get it. So that's why I think sometimes you need to start by going to a restaurant alone and eating dinner alone, like without a book, without looking at your phone. Because if you can go and exist in space on your own and get to a place of comfort, then you can do anything. By the way, I give inspirational advice on a different YouTube channel called Live Unapologetically. It is a mini series so far, but I have some content like, how to stop people pleasing, how to be assertive, how to say no and mean it, how to get people to shut the fuck up is also one of my favorite videos. And so if you like my style and you like the way I speak, you can also get some of those advice videos. I think they're really helpful. Like I don't waste your time. So I'll put the links again for everything. Well, everything technically is on my campsite.bio/TorontoUnicorn link. So if you click there, I put it in every video. You'll have at your fingertips access to absolutely everything you need. All right, so I'm going to keep reading. Jim says the ability to be calm, cool, and collected around people you're supposed to be nervous around is incredibly sexy. Yeah, I think it is. That's why when a guy comes up to me and he's just comfortable and he like leans back and he just talks to me casually, like I'm more attracted to that because he's not making his energy vibrate with nervousness. And maybe he, took a Valium to do that. I don't know, but I'm just saying it does. It has an impact. Jim says you'll see me on OnlyFans later. Awesome. I'm going to be there probably in about 5 minutes. That's pretty cool. Hello from Texas, Randy. Hello. Jim says swing lifestyle used to be with my ex. That's so cool. All right. So Wayne's World says, is there a combined Ontario club list? That's a very good question. And I'm going to have to go ahead and put one on my website in a few days because it is a good question. I know that there's M4, Mississauga, X Club, Mississauga, NYX Lounge in Oakville, Oasis Aqua Lounge in Toronto. There's a few other in the outskirts, like there's Sudbury has a place. And then this other place, I don't remember the name of it. So it's called The Farm or something. Anyways, there's a lot of other, like maybe you won't ever find them on Google, but they're there. So yes, if I can put that list together, I absolutely will. TorontoUnicorn.com. All right. So, okay. So, hello, Tanya. Nice to see you here. Yes, Tanya and I have some fantasies to fulfill for her, don't we? Okay, so I want to talk to you. I have a joint in case I want to smoke weed. I hope you don't mind. If you do, I don't care. But I'm just saying that to be nice. This is my honesty showing, but I have no filter. Okay, I'm about to tell you about an important project. Are you ready? I just released a 30-episode mini-series podcast called Life Hack Your Breakup. It is like every episode's like 3 to 5 minutes, so not very long. And I have the first 5 to 10 in an order where I think you should start from the beginning, right? You should start from intro, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and onwards. The rest you can take in, whichever one matters to you or resonates with you the most. I put this together over the last, I don't know, it took about 3 to 4 weeks to put it all together. It was a project that I put so much heart and soul and literal tears into. And it was therapeutic for me because I was going through a heartbreak and it was a tough one. And I have been through heartbreak before, and I could see the landscape in front of me metaphorically. And I could say, okay, if I'm not going to do anything, I'm going to sit and dwell in this. And I'm not really excited about that. And so I decided that I was going to put my energy into something different, into a project. And so that's how that podcast came to be. Was I was like, I have something to offer. I have advice to offer, not because I'm a know-it-all, but because I get fucking dumped sometimes too in life. And then I have to deal with it. And I wanted you guys to know that I'm human. We all are. I get dumped. I get cheated on. I get left for other people. It happens to me too, right? I mean, we're not immune from it. I remember the first time I heard that Jay-Z cheated on Beyonce, and I knew we were all fucked at that point. I was like, well, nothing's off limits, So I wanted to be able to be relatable. And so what I really like about this podcast was how relevant it was each episode throughout my own journey. And so, for example, there's one episode where I talk about it's time to block them. It's an episode about blocking. And even you can hear in my voice sounds different in it. And it's because I actually recorded that episode 2 hours after I went and blocked my ex-boyfriend everywhere because I needed to disconnect so that the pain could at least cauterize, right? Stop feeling the pain. I needed to cut those cords so that I could move on. And so I would literally do that in my real life, cry it out a little bit, wipe the tears away, put the microphone and headset on, and then make an episode about it. And so it was a mirror. It was a mirror of my healing journey, step by step. And it was these tips and tricks I learned along the way that I thought, yeah, let's tell people about that. One of the most popular ones for download numbers is called Missing Physical Touch. Here is a quick solution. And it goes to show that there's people out there who are touch starved. They know what that feels like. And the suggestion, the life hack, is to actually use a heating pad and lay with it on your back as if it's simulating somebody hugging you. As well as getting massage therapy for a way to have physical body contact to satisfy that crave for physical touch. And so I just thought, I can tell a lot by the most popular episode so far. And yeah, it's relatable. It's relatable stuff. I also have extra content. So for example, ChatGPT, the AI app, somebody on a Reddit thread was telling us about how they used it for their breakup, and there was somebody to talk to. And so I experimented with it. And I put a video that's embedded on my website under episode 23 for this podcast. And it's a video of me holding the phone out, talking to this therapy, ChatGPT therapy app. It's pretty fucking cool. So the podcast was a passion project, and it's meant to be a living, not a living, breathing thing, but something that's done, that's out there, that's a resource, that'll be a Google hit if people type the words like ex-boyfriend or, breakup or whatever. And it's meant to just be there to help people. So I really hope you check it out. One of the funniest parts about me and my content, especially when I get the feedback from fans, is that nothing I do is scripted. And you would think that I'm doing a podcast with all these different topics that I'd have a script. No. every single time, in every single video, I did not know what I was going to say other than the title before I hit record and turn that on. Once I would go like this, hey everybody, it's TorontoUnicorn, blah, 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 blah. It just comes. It just comes. I do not rehearse. I do not plan ahead. And I think that's also the vibe of my content, is it's meant to be a friend leaning in and giving you advice. It's not meant to be scripted. It's meant to be relatable. It's meant to be a friend when you need one. Somebody who understands what pain looks like and feels like, who can help walk you through it. So I really hope you check it out. I'm excited to move on. I'm excited to leave this project behind me as well once I'm done promoting it, because it's also part of the breakup process and the healing process to shift your energy and focus on new things. So I'm very excited to have launched this. I'm excited that I'm not recording any more new episodes right now. And yeah. All right, I'm about to go to my fan page. I want to mention a few more of the chat comments before I do. So Ray says, very awesome podcast, y'all. I love your y'all. Thank you. I appreciate it. Wayne says, thanks, babe, regarding your taxi fantasy. It's mine too, from the guy's side. That's awesome. Okay. Yeah, Tanya said, totally agree. Be comfortable with yourself and anything is possible. And then Milfman says, who would ever dump you needs to have their brain examined. Yeah, I appreciate that. I go through the same stuff, if not, I don't want to say if not worse. That's not fair. Let me just be really blunt for a second. I go through shit that you will never hear about because it's not for this channel, right? So yes, I'll come on here with a glossy new podcast about how to get over a breakup, but you won't see me oversharing the details of that part of my life. That is something that is very private. And I think that's why it's even a lot for me to admit now that I was going through this, because, you wouldn't have known. Here I am putting on my YouTube like normal, putting up videos. You might have noticed I didn't post a lot lately. That's because I was busy working on that podcast. So I deal with a lot of shit, a lot of hurtful stuff, real life stuff, betrayal, the list goes on. So I'm just like everyone else, and I have to dust myself off like everyone else and pick myself up and try and start again, knowing a little bit more, getting a little bit more experience out there with the love and relationships. So that's where I'm at. All right. So some of you have said the time it is at your place, 3:42 a.m. where you are. So you're so committed. I so appreciate you. Maybe you're just here because you can't sleep. I don't know, but I still appreciate you. All right. So, yes, but Big Red, I'll solve that for you whenever you say the word, dude. Remember, you were just on a cleanse. You and I, we go way back. All right. Milfman says, I love how you're so authentic in your videos and it shows. Thank you. I appreciate that. And then Milfman says, having someone who is genuine and doesn't give a fuck is so sexy and rare. How could anyone not want that? I think the truth is it's not about not wanting. I think sometimes people want multiple conflicting things in life, and sometimes those things can't coexist. You can try to make them fit, and then they don't. And I think it's not sometimes about, again, rejection isn't always a personal thing. I have to just be careful with my energy here. I don't want to get sad on this live stream. So let's just say it's not necessarily about not wanting it. I think it's just about respecting the fact that people have different priorities. All right, I am about to go. So if you want to quickly drop your question in, you better be quick because I'm about to log off. But yes, otherwise, I'm going to be going to my fan page right now. I'm excited because I haven't yet used my new setup there, my new laptop and camera and everything. So I'm going to go do that now. And you can get the link in the description so you don't have to miss out. And yes, I'll be showing them my matching little, non-YouTube outfit. All right. So if you want to go and catch me there, I've enjoyed chatting with everybody here. Bye, guys.